Hello and welcome to Reboot Theater. I'm your host, the Invisible Man. And you know what today is? Christmas! The time of year for good cheer and good deeds. The time of year to think of your fellow neighbor and go the extra mile. The time of year to try your absolute hardest to be the best version of yourself you can be. And now for a movie that does none of those things. The 2018 version of The Grinch. The three words that best describe this movie are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. Talk about your unnecessary adaptations. We already have a Grinch film, guys. In fact, we have two. The difference is, the last remake actually brought something new to the table. While the main premise was the same, the Grinch steals all their toys and tree trimmings, overall, it was a very different movie than what we had seen in the original. Firstly, it was live action, which was a format we hadn't seen before. And it explored the Grinch's past a lot more. Most notably, how he was bullied as a kid and felt like such an outsider that he ran away and became lonely and bitter. It also gave Cindy Lou Who a much bigger part and changed the entire attitude the Who's had towards Christmas, with them being swept up in the commercialization of it all first, and only having learned a lesson about family and togetherness after the Grinch gives them a wake-up call.
You can't hurt Christmas, Mr. Mayor, because it isn't about the gifts or the contests or the fancy lights.
That's what Cindy's been trying to tell everyone.
Well, I don't need anything more for Christmas than this right here. My family.
But an animated remake? Why? It doesn't offer anything new. We've seen the Grinch animated before, and it was done way better the last time. It's pretty impressive when animation from 1966 still holds up. And equally unimpressive when a brand new movie can't even hold a candle to it. So let's not put it off any longer. This is the 2018 remake, The Grinch. It's not even How the Grinch Stole Christmas. No, just The Grinch. That's how lazy they were. The movie opens like all Illumination movies now, reminding you that the same studio that made this also made the Minions.
Illumination! Yeah! Illumination!
That's right, we did that. We made the Minions. Did you catch that? That was us. We just want to make sure you knew. Then we get our establishing shot, narrated by Pharrell Williams. Wait, what?
Is a town like your town? If your town was a dream.
Ooh, nothing against Pharrell, but I think they could have gotten a better narrator. A story such as this needs a very soft-spoken, rustic, old narrator. Both of the other movies had this. Anthony Hopkins did a great job in the 2000 version.
Arbor Day was fine, and Easter was pleasant, and every St. Pheasant's Day they ate a fizz pheasant.
And we all know Boris Karloff is a legendary narrator.
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not.
But Pharrell just doesn't have the right kind of voice for it. Every time he speaks, it just sounds out of place here. Then we see problem number 2 with this movie. Whoville looks way too polished. I'm talking polished to a mirror finish. I get what they were going for, with the transforming stores and the kooky looking candy cane machine, but honestly, have you ever known a town to be this overly cheery? Have you ever seen this many people with permanent smiles on their faces? Having Christmas spirit is great, of course, but it looks as though these people's lives are perfect. And they're not relatable if their lives are perfect. They don't feel like real people, and that will make it harder for the audience to identify with them. In fact, it kind of reminds me of a horror movie. At first, everything seems wonderful. A perfect little loving community where everyone in town kills you with kindness.
We're famous for our apples. So, you gotta try this pie.
Oh, no.
It's on the house.
But then later, they kill you with violence.
What the hell was that? Don't ask.
The insincerity is what makes it so unsettling. The whole time you know it can't be real. These people must just be paying you lip service. So you're just waiting in suspense, waiting for something to go wrong. Waiting for someone to show their true colors. That makes it scarier when the seemingly nice people try to sacrifice you to a killer scarecrow. Man, Supernatural is a weird show.
Hope your apple pie is freaking worth it.
So let's move on to a character who is relatable, the mean green Yuletide-hating machine, Mr. Grinch, voiced by Dr. Strange himself, Benedict Cumberbatch. So much wrong with this. First of all, why would anyone put their alarm clock that far away from their bed? Secondly, why doesn't he just get out of bed and turn it off? Why does he throw all these books at it instead? Third, why does he still not get out of bed even after the alarm has woken him up? Instead, he makes his dog serve him coffee in bed? How lazy are you? And then we get a montage of him getting ready for the day while wearing underwear for some reason. Are you serious? The Grinch does not wear underwear! I mean, what does he do? Just wear that in the morning and then walk around naked the rest of the day? Oh my god. Oh my god! You can't be serious! No. This is wrong. He wears pants that are the same color as his fur? The Grinch does not wear pants! What's next? Are they gonna try and give his theme song a modern update?
All them smiles, homie, I turn up, frown. All them decoration, I tear 'em down. You can ask Max, I don't play up.
I'm done, bye. It's a good thing I didn't go to a theater to see this, because I think I would have walked out at this moment. Words cannot describe how much I hate this new theme song. This is the worst thing in the entire movie.
Halloween come around and we ain't knocking at your door.
In fact, I believe it's actually worse than the Fall Out Boy cover of Ghostbusters. Yeah, that bad.
I am starving. Huh? No. That's impossible. You can't be out of food. How much emotional eating have I been doing?
Great way to start off the movie, guys. Yeah, let's make fun of eating disorders. Is this supposed to be a joke? Because it's not even funny. Look at this. This is the face of a sad, miserable man. It looks like he's punishing himself by drowning his sorrows in sugar and carbs. I'm not gonna laugh at that. That's horrible.
I will not. I am not going to Whoville during Christmas.
Really? He can't even say the word Christmas without bursting into flames?
Christmas!
Then the Grinch heads down to Whoville to get more food and decides to cause trouble.
And Merry Christmas to
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy,
So the Who's are the real villains in this, right? I mean, why else would they stalk this poor man? Look, all I want to do is get some Who hash, a box of cornflakes, and then head back to my cave to wallow in self-pity. Why can't you just leave me in peace?
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Okay, am I crazy? These Who's are stalkers! You are seriously harassing him now! After escaping pentatonics, no, really, that's actually pentatonics. The Grinch buys his food and goes on his way, but not before this happens.
Excuse me, are you getting that? I need it for my Christmas stuffing.
No.
Oh, sugar plum.
Really? Okay, another quick note. The Grinch is mischievous, yes, but this is downright sadistic. You smash a jar just so someone else can't have it? No. Wrong! In the Jim Carrey version, we did see the Grinch pulling pranks on the Who's, like mixing up their mail or crank calling Cindy's dad.
Is my Sub-Zero chilibrator running? I suppose.
Well, then you better go catch it!
But those pranks were mostly harmless, and he really only did it because some of the Who's came up to his house and bothered him. He wanted to settle the score. But ruining someone else's day just to be mean? No! The Grinch is not that one-dimensional. If he had done this to the carolers, it would make perfect sense. But that lady didn't do anything to him! Then we meet Cindy Lou Who preparing to mail a very important letter.
I'm gonna miss the mailman! Shortcut! Calm down!
Oh! What is wrong with you? Didn't you see me? I mean, if that was a sled, I'd be dead.
I'm sorry for bumping into you, but this is really important.
And here we have the perfect exchange to illustrate just what's wrong with this movie. The Grinch is not creepy. Not even a little. In the first movie, he looked super creepy. I'm talking hideous and diabolical. And in the second movie, the townspeople were so terrified of him, the mere mention of his name caused a traffic jam.
It was the Grinch!
But in this version, look at him. He's not scary. He's adorable. He looks more like a plush toy than the Grinch. And now it all makes sense. Wasn't the racism commentary a central theme last time? He didn't ask to be born a mutated green peach, but the other kids still made fun of him for it. But all that social commentary is gone now. We've well established that no one has a problem with the Grinch being different. I honestly don't think anyone even notices. In the Jim Carrey version, he had to wear a disguise just so he could go out in public, because the mere sight of him was enough to cause a scene.
Hot crowd, hot crowd.
But not here. Nope. He just goes out in broad daylight, and everybody's like, "Hey, top of the morning, Mr. Grinch." He's not an outcast. The Who's clearly haven't rejected him. He's free to join in their festivities at any time. It's revealed that the Grinch hates Christmas because as a young boy, he was an orphan who never got adopted. And he felt so lonely, not having any family to love him, that seeing all the other kids in town who did have parents made the Grinch feel like he was unlovable. When everyone else was super joyful come Christmas time, it only reminded him of the pain he felt from not being wanted by anyone. Then he got an idea. Well, you know the rest.
I'm going to steal their Christmas.
When they wake and see it's gone, then all their joy and happiness will be gone as well.
So, because misery loves company, the Grinch prepares to... it burns! It burns!
Open my eyes! My eyes!
Why? Why did you feel the need to do that? That was horrifying! The Grinch gets ready to do the whole Santa routine and steal all the gifts from the Who's. So he gets a reindeer, steals a sleigh from Kenan Thompson, and takes the sleigh on a practice run.
Oh! We're doing it, Max. We are doing it! We will not be... stopped?
Then the deer reunites with his family, and the Grinch realizes he can't keep him apart from them. So instead, he has Max lead his sleigh tonight.
Let's see what you've got! Max, are you okay?
He got stuck only once, for a minute or two. Then the pair did exactly what they planned to do. The Grinch stole the presents, the trees, and the lights. He was caught by a sleepwalker who wanted a bite.
Thank you, Mommy.
He cleaned up the neighborhood as quick as a flash, till there was just one house left. The very last.
The last house.
Unfortunately for Mr. Grinch, Cindy Lou Who had set up a trap for Santa Claus so she could ask him for a favor.
When you wake up, the tree will be fixed and your presents will be waiting under.
Wait, you don't understand. I don't want presents. I want you to help my mom.
Your mom?
She works so hard and is always doing stuff for other people. And I just want her to be happy.
And that's the third movie in a row that Cindy Lou Who has been an absolute saint. I mean, really, this kid is the definition of childhood innocence.
I wish you could celebrate with us tomorrow. We all get together and sing. If you close your eyes and listen, all of your sadness just goes away.
That sounds nice.
So the Grinch takes the load to the top of Mount Crumpet, and I will admit this sleigh design is quite a bit better. Having the sleigh and the Grinch help push the load is a lot more realistic than a dog single-handedly carrying all those gifts up the side of a mountain. But just as he's about to dump it, he hears the Who's singing.
As he watched the small girl, he thought he might melt. If he did what she did, would he feel what she felt?
And so he just takes a moment to breathe and listen to the world around him. And then, somehow, that makes his heart grow 3 sizes bigger. How does that work? He's been alone practically forever. He's had plenty of time to enjoy the silence. But as soon as one little girl tells him, "Stop, look, and listen, baby, that's my philosophy," that's all it takes? It's only after someone tells him to be happy that he becomes happy? This is so stupid! In the original, he was surprised by the Who's singing because they were still happy and still celebrating Christmas with no presents at all. That's when he realized Christmas isn't about knickknacks and figgy pudding, it's about togetherness and the spirit of the holiday. That causes his heart to grow 3 sizes bigger.
And then the true meaning of Christmas came through, and the Grinch found the strength of 10 Grinches, plus 2.
But in this movie, that's not abundantly clear. They just imply that because he hears the Who's singing, that alone makes him feel better. No! It's not about the singing, it's what the singing represents! Then the Grinch changes his mind and wants to give the presents back, but of course it falls off the cliff. What did he just say? Rated PG! Really? Then the Grinch nearly goes down with the sleigh, but he gets an assist from his old reindeer buddy.
Fred? You came back. Max, the gifts. We have to return them.
So he returns to Whoville and gives all the presents back, and apologizes to the Who's for all he's done.
I stole it because I thought it would fix something that happened a long time ago. But it didn't. And I'm sorry.
Then he returns to his cave alone to wallow in pity, but then a little Who girl knocks on his door.
My name is Cindy Lou. Cindy Lou Who.
Oh, my name is Grinch. This is Max.
Cindy Lou invites the Grinch to Christmas dinner because, as she puts it, he's been alone long enough. The Grinch accepts the invite and commingles with the Who's at their Christmas party.
Oh, Mr. Grinch! I'm so happy you decided to come.
Thank you for inviting me. I wore a tie.
He starts to feel a sense of community and apologizes to the Who's regarding his behavior.
I've spent my entire life hating Christmas and everything about it. But now I see that it wasn't Christmas I hated. It was being alone.
That's your epiphany? This is not news, man! Everyone knows you hate being alone! We've made that abundantly clear!
But I'm not alone anymore. And I have all of you to thank for it.
No, really! What is the life lesson here? What are we supposed to take away from this? If you're lonely, you should find other people? Duh! That's how loneliness works! I can't believe you're acting like this is a big deal! This whole movie is so stupid on so many levels. That's how it ends. I am not joking, that's really how it ends. And then the Grinch gives Cindy's mom a bunch of cool gadgets to help make her life a little easier. Hooray, Cindy's Christmas wish came true. Oh, how did we fall so far? I still don't know why this movie was made. There's nothing wrong with making a different version of an existing classic, but it needs to bring something new to the table. If you just tell the exact same story in the exact same way, and you don't add anything at all except for cheap, pointless gimmicks, then what's the point? We already have an animated Grinch movie, and it's still a classic, and always will be. All this movie did was remake it, add a bunch of pointless filler for runtime, and sold the whole mess for $8 a ticket! Why? Why would anyone pay to see this? It's so pointless! I guarantee you, once the novelty of this wears off, no one will even remember this movie. It's popular now because it's new. But do you really think people will watch this version for years to come? I don't. I'll stick with the other 2 movies to get my Grinch fix, because those actually had interesting characters. Those actually had something to say. Those actually brought something original to the table. But none of that is here! And you know, the more of these remakes I watch, the more they start to take their toll on me. The more I wonder why I'm even doing this. Why do I sit down and watch something that I know I'll hate just so I can tell people how much I hate it? Why do I go through this? Why do I talk about a movie that just kind of bores me? It's not awful, but it's not fantastic either. It's just kind of meh. Why should I sit down and spend 90 minutes of my life watching a disappointing flick? Don't I have better things to do? Are there better things to talk about? Other themes to explore? There's gotta be. You know what, guys? I'm taking a break. I mean it. It's time to put this cow out to pasture, at least for the time being. I mean, yeah, it was fun for a while, and it's an experience I'll never forget. Being a YouTube personality is a dream I always had, and I'd say that within my own small corner of the internet, I succeeded. Sure, I didn't become the next PewDiePie or anything, but that's not why I did it. I did it to have fun. But lately, this job feels less fun and more like work. And I never planned to do this forever. Right now, it's time for me to explore other things. Maybe I'll revamp the channel and take it in a new direction. Or maybe I won't. But one thing's for sure, when you no longer find a job fulfilling, it's time to find a new one. It's time to spice up your life. I'm tired of doing nothing but watching cheap remakes of old classics. And frankly, you should be tired of it too. Because you deserve better. With the slew of original series and first-time adaptations we have now, why settle for anything you've seen before? It's one thing to watch a new version when it's clearly different from the old one, but it's another thing entirely to watch a pale imitation of something you've already seen. Guys, until we get our acts together, this isn't going to end. Hollywood will just keep making these shallow knockoffs because they know people will go see them. We keep falling for this scam every time we buy a movie ticket, every time we turn on Netflix, every damn time we watch mediocre trash just because nothing else is on. You don't really enjoy that show, but you have to watch something to distract yourself from the fact that you have no hobbies or interests. So you keep watching, killing time, slowly whittling your life away. Well, no more! I'm putting my foot down. It's time to put an end to bad adaptations. I would like to start a movement to bring back original content. Or at the very least, force Hollywood to put actual effort into their movies again. The next time you see a lazy reboot, just say no. Because bad movies are like drugs. They're unhealthy, they're highly addictive, and every time you think you're done with them for good, you keep going back for more. No, okay? No. Stop doing that. Stop the cycle of shame. Take back control of your own life. Live a life worth talking about. Do something with your finite time on Earth. Go ride a bike, or plant a tree, become a gymnast or a martial artist. Take up painting, robotics, gardening, laser tag. Really, do anything as long as it's interactive. As long as you are creating new experiences for yourself and growing as a person. As long as you are forging new relationships and appreciating those around you. As long as you are living life. And right now, I had to go out there and live it myself. Until we meet again, old friend, it's time to say goodbye. To you and yours, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.